Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and this is going to be a quick overview of the Kershaw Cryo. I was actually at a local gun show today, and I was lucky enough to come across a couple vendors that had this knife. I've been wanting to actually get it in hand and play with it for a little bit before actually, jumping the gun and getting it. So the fact that they had it, I was able to mess around with it a little bit, and right around $30, I decided to go ahead and pick it up, try it out for myself. Now I've been watching a couple of reviews on this knife, and they've been pretty much hit or miss. A lot of the initial reviews give it a favorable review, but I have seen some reviews where apparently there's been some issues with the speed assisted on the knife. The deployment, something happens, and it needs to be changed, or it needs to be fixed, or sent back to Kershaw or whatnot. So obviously there go the reviews and start giving them bad reviews. So I figured I'd go ahead and pick it up for myself and see how it works for me. So this is the box. Again, this is the Kershaw Cryo, and here is the knife itself. Now, first thing that you'll notice about the knife is that it almost has this titanium look to it, but it's actually not titanium. It's stainless steel. But both the handle and the blade are actually coated with a matte gray titanium carbonitride coating, and basically that gives it this kind of titanium look to it, but it's a very dark gray look. I think it definitely rides really nice with the black hardware all throughout, with the screws, the pocket clip and whatnot, the thumb studs. It definitely sets it off really nice. There's a good contrast between the two colors. This knife is being marketed as a Rick Hinderer design that's inexpensive and available for pretty much anybody. And I think that's pretty cool, because I know there's a lot of knife collectors that are either getting into collecting or have been collecting and just haven't hit that mark where they've actually been able to pick up a Rick Hinderer knife, whether it's an XM18, XM24, or anything like that. And the fact that a couple of companies have been collaborating with Rick Hinderer to come out with some less expensive options that still kind of have that same look to it, and one of those being this one right here, again right around the $30 mark. It's pretty cool to have something that looks like one of the higher end knives, but just didn't break the bank. A couple of things to note on this. This particular knife is really nice because it would appeal to both left-handed and right-handed users, just because it does have the flipper design in the back, and then it has the dual thumb studs on there, so you can open it with left or right hand, either using the thumb studs or the flipper. It also has a really nice deep right pocket clip. As you guys can see, the clip can extend all the way up, and the clip is mountable to tip up or tip down, left or right-handed carry. So I think that's pretty good. It kind of covers all the bases, so anybody can use the knife and be comfortable with it. The other thing is, this knife, I would probably say it would be more in the kind of middle size EDC category. It's not a heavy use knife. It's just something to open up packages, break down boxes, things like that, and just cut some string or whatnot. Just something that you would use on an everyday purpose. It'll definitely fit that role really nice. So it does have the speed safe design, so it's assisted opening, as you guys can see there, with the use of the flipper. It actually fires and opens up really nicely. Now in my hand, I do get a full 4-finger grip on the handle, and it's really comfortable. I don't find any sore spots on there. You do get some jimping right at the top of the handle here and on the blade. It's not very aggressive, but it's it's good enough to where it's not that slick feel that you do get from the coated handles, because again, you're not going to want to use this very heavily. The flipper does become a finger guard on the bottom there, and you get a secure grip on there. The blade itself is it's really nice looking. It comes to a pretty sharp point, and then you got this kind of false wedge, secondary wedge on top, and it makes for a really nice looking blade there. The blade steel is 8CR13 MOV, so it's a pretty good everyday steel. It's easy to sharpen. It keeps an okay edge, but for the uses that you're going to be giving to this knife, I think it's pretty good. The overall length of the knife itself is 6.5 inches, and the blade itself is 2.75 inches, so a little bit under 3-inch blade, and just a 6.5-inch knife itself. It's a great size, especially when you have it in your pocket, and that deep ride pocket clip definitely it'll make it disappear in your pocket. This is it's a frame lock design, and then it has a Rick Hinderer style. What are these called again? The stabilizer. There you go. And basically that helps you from not overextending the lock bar. If you push on it to close it, you won't extend it too far, and you won't have to worry about damaging the lock bar on there. So again, you do have the option to open it up with the thumb studs, left or right hand, and then with the flipper, left or right hand. So it fires up really, really nicely on there. As always, by way of comparison, I'm going to bring out another knife. This is the Spyderco Techno, and this is the knife that I had that I figured would most closely resemble the Cryo as far as look and size. The Techno is going to be a tad shorter, but where it makes up is actually in the width, both of the handles and obviously the blade. As you guys can see there, the blade is almost twice the size of the Cryo there. Now, obviously, the claim to fame for this one is going to be the Rick Hinderer design look to it. Obviously, you're getting a lot more as far as materials go with the blade steel and the true titanium scales or handles on both sides of this one. This does have that blue G10 spacer in the back, whereas the Cryo is it's a full flow-through design, so it makes it a lot easier to clean. It does have those standoffs on there, so it gives it that really nice look. Again, I mentioned just the hardware, the contrast between the actual color of the handles and the blade, and then with the hardware. I think that's one thing that they really thought about it, because it aesthetically it does gives it a really nice look. And then in the end, you do have this lanyard hole, so if you want to throw a lanyard on there, I'm pretty sure it'll take an ungutted paracord, and you can do some a lanyard on there if you wanted to. But for the most part, like I said, this is more of a medium-sized knife, so if you wanted to just kind of disappear in your pocket, this would be a great knife for that. So again, I wanted to pick this up and kind of try it out for myself and just kind of formulate my own opinion. But if you guys have anything to add, or if you do have any other questions on it, feel free to ask, and hope you enjoyed that. Thanks.